Darling Lindile, Senfigile, Darling Lindile, Senkula, Senfigile. What you know about that? My God, it has been a minute since I've been on this platform and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be back, and I hope you guys are excited to have me back as well. So let me do it the way I normally do it, right? Take 5. You guys know me to do it, right? So hello my honeys, and welcome yet again to my YouTube channel. It is always with great excitement to welcome you here. If you are new to my channel, I want you to feel at home. Grab a chair, give us your t-shirt size. Someone will probably pass you a drink. I already have mine, and let's just be one big happy family. And if you are a returning soldier, even today, I've still got mad love for you. Firstly, I would also like to say thank you to the people who have joined this family by subscribing, or in this time where I went AWOL. I appreciate you. It means that you came here on this platform and saw something that you liked and wanted to be a part of this. So I am about to give you a reason why you subscribed, right? So welcome back. My name is Mamelo Bale. Should I still say that? Listen, stay tuned and you will understand why I am questioning if I should say that. So first things first, maybe let me tell you why I have been so MIA or A, or why I went AWOL on this platform, right? So in the past months, I have been planning my traditional wedding ceremony. So that's the reason why I've been away, guys, and I tried capturing moments of it, so yeah, that's why we are here. So I am here to announce that there will be a wedding series. So yes, guys, maybe let me give you a bit of context as to how we got here, right? So check this out. Like I said, let me give you a bit of context of all this. So in 2018, is it 2018 or 2019? Okay, when COVID started, the December just before COVID started, Mr. Shivono Golele sent a letter to my family to ask for my hand in marriage. I mean. So yeah, we did that, I think on the 20 something. I'll let you guys know about the date. I'll check the date, but I know it was in December. And then we had the lobola negotiations and everything went well, but we unfortunately couldn't have the ceremony for the two families, or combining the two families, because of the whole COVID thing, right? Because everything just happened right at the start of the hectic lockdown, so we couldn't do anything after that, right? So we thought we owe it to ourselves, right, to celebrate ourselves and celebrate our love, and to have our families and loved ones and close friends celebrate with us. So yeah, which is what happened on the 5th of November. Excuse me, 2022. And then on the 6th of November 2022, that's when hunnies kamohelo ya makoti to the new family, right? So you will catch that all as it happens. I manage, like I said, guys, it won't be everything, it won't be to the detail, but I try to capture as much as I can. And yeah, so you guys will be journeying with me until you see the final thing, right? How did we meet? So Siobhan and I met in college, and Leslie Lesson College, right? And on the day, I remember so vividly, the first time where I saw him in close proximity was on the night where we entered Mr. and Miss Latsky, right? So I didn't know anything about that, and later on when you talk about this, Lena and I started about the Mr. and Miss Latsky. So he was also approached the same way that I was, you know, by the then SRC president, which was Titi Msomi. So yeah, they approached us and like, hey, listen, individually though, to say we have this thing called, we have a beauty pageant that goes on here at the college every year, and then if you win, you get crowned Mr. Latsky or Mr. Latsky, and then we'll put your picture, like we'll have a huge portrait of you there in the foyer, written Mr. You like all these nice things, and you're thinking, oh my God, in such a big school, y'all gonna have my picture hanged up in there, you know? So I then went home and told my mom about it, and she was like, yeah, go for it, go for it. And then I ducked and dove until I decided that, you know what, actually, I have nothing to lose. Let me just do this, right? And then we went there. Okay, I saw brother there. Okay, sharp. But because my mind was not there, and I think Lena, his mind was not there, well, I don't know. But there was not much that happened on the night, right? But then came the crowning moment. And then when I was crowned Mr. Latsky, the interesting part is that he was also crowned Mr. Latsky. So we were crowned on the same night, and our reign was on the same year, which would be the following year, right? And that was our official encounter, you know, with each other. But hey, we didn't talk, and nothing much really happened after it, right? And then because it was December, we were going on leaves after that. And then February, the following year, we had to now go for SRC training, because what happened is that if you were crowned Mr. or Miss Latsky, you were automatically put in the SRC to serve, right? So we went for the training, we went for the SRC orientation camp for the first years, you know, and I just kept on seeing this brother, and he didn't like talking a lot. He didn't like talking. And I also I spoke to the people who spoke to me. So if you were not gonna talk to me, I ain't gonna say yeah. So yeah, and then we served in the SRC. We served in the same committee for that year. And then I think people saw us and people liked us. So when we campaigned for the following year, because now someone else was going to reign, so we need to now campaign. So when we campaigned for the following year, we were actually elected to be in the SRC, right? And then we came back again. So he said behind me, he said behind me in college, so in the auditorium, this would be my chair, right? And then he would sit literally at the back, right? But we didn't talk, like, guys, it was hi, good morning, you know, and that's about it, you know. And we just had our moments here and there, you know, when you're doing SRC things. But it was nothing big. It was nothing I could add one and one together and say, hey, you know, I didn't visualize it then when such moments happened, you know. And then the most funny story that we've shared is that okay, so I'm seeing this guy. I'm seeing him very often, and he was very handsome. He still is. I mean, why would this be here? Why would this be here? He was very handsome, and I'm like, very nice. And I learned that there were people who actually thought that we were dating at school at that point in time. So much so that they would come and tell me like stuff about him. I would laugh about it. I don't know if you guys know my friend Ben, right? So Ben and I would laugh because normally I sat literally next to Ben. So when they come to tell me these stories, I'd always be with Ben, and we would laugh. And I never understood why they felt the need to come and tell me until someone actually conscientized me to say, we thought you guys were an item, you know? So, okay, the hilarious story is when one day he said to me, I bumped into him and it's like, hi, how you? And then we spoke. And then it's like, hey, you know what, man? You know what, this thing of being Mr. Lasky and Mr. Lasky, I can imagine you're just getting too much attention, you know, unnecessary attention. So I was thinking, how's about I tell people that you're my girlfriend, right? And then how about both of you agree, so that we just block out unnecessary things, you know? And I was like, so instead of shattering me, you are going to ask me that we act like we're dating. But because I was a girl with my pride, and I was like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. If you want to do that, we can do that, you know? And then we agreed. So when people ask me randomly, I'm like, yeah, no, he's my boyfriend, you know? And yeah, so that was our story for at college, right? But we were always at each other's throats. I don't know, you know that story in primary when they tell you that, you normally, you know? I feel like that was Shirono back in college because we were always at it. He was always here, guys. And then there was a time, yes, I'm gonna rich you out. I'm gonna rich you out, my baby. There was a time when we were in the SRC. This story still hits me today. So now I was the deputy president at that point in time. And then he had to account. There was a report that he needed to send in, which he didn't, right? So as the deputy, I was also given the office of disciplinary committee. So I was the head of the disciplinary committee. And then, so he didn't send this report, right? So I bumped into him into the SRC, in the SRC office. And I'm like, listen, you were supposed to send this to me and you didn't. What's up, you know? I don't remember what he said, but it was so disrespectful, you know? And then I was like, can I just be clear in this context? Like, are you answering me as Shivona answering Mamello? Or are we having this conversation in our SRC portfolios, you know? And then Nick was like, no, we are actually having this in our SRC portfolios, you know? I am telling you, I will do it when I do it. I think that's what he said. I stand to be corrected though. I'll do it when I do it. And then I was like, no, but you can't tell me that because now if we are being serious and we're being formal about this, I am actually holding you into account and you need to give me a sensible reply, you know? And then we just went back and forth, and I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'll escalate this because I feel like now, you know? And I was like, yeah, do it, you know? And then I sat down with the executive committee because I was part of the executive committee. I'm like, hey, listen, guys, this is what happened, and I didn't like how this happened, and I feel like someone else must deal with it because now I feel like, it's just not going to end nicely, you know? Because one thing about me, I know how to tame myself, I know how to hold myself, but I can do it until a certain point, you know? And I'm able to tell you, it's okay, now it's not going to be nice, so let's just leave this, you know? Okay, so they called him in, right? So now it's Bule and Sandile, right? So Bule, Sandile was the president, and then Bule was the treasurer, right? Then it was me, and then it was Shivon, my now husband. And then they asked him to say, okay, so Mamela narrates the story that this is what happened, and this is how you answered her. So we just wanted to hear your side of the story. Guys, can I tell you what this husband, this guy, this man that is now my husband said? I thought we were joking. I didn't know she was being serious. I thought she was joking, and I don't know why she's taking this so personal. Did I not lose my marbles? Did I not lose my marbles? Because I remember soberly saying, are we having this conversation as Mamela and Chivono? Are we having this conversation? And then they believed him, and they were like, okay, but if he was joking, you needed to understand, guys. I was so mad. I was so mad. I went out of the room. I went to the bathroom and cried. I was like, how can this person be so horrible? How can he be so horrible? And I remember telling someone whom I dated at the time, I'm like, this guy is so mean. He's full of himself. Like, how can he do this? And I know now he's probably looking at how our relationship is panning out and saying, yes, don't trust women. Don't trust women. So that was our story together, and I am still learning to forgive him for that. Then we met again. So that was college, right? So college were just those two individuals who are always like this, you know. And then we graduated, and then I met him again in 2018 when I was attending Martini's graduation, right? And then that's when I saw him again, right, after having completed college. And then I think it was a moment, yeah, boy meets girl, because I think it had no strings attached to it, or it had no portfolios attached to it, because then there was no SRC, then there was no Mr. Latsky. It was just Mamela seeing Shiwono, you know. And then I remember we spoke, and then we went out to celebrate Batini's graduation on that day. And then that's when we woke up in Durban. Don't ask me how. And then we woke up in Durban, and then and it was so much fun. I remember Nereduzi go by the beach side, and we were like, this is the life we studied for. This is the life Erisabetzing, you know, just to now drive down to Durban and just look at the, you know, like breathe in the fresh air and take in the sea breeze and just go back to Durban. This is the life we studied for, you know. And I remember that group was then established, you know. We called it Heeeyyyyy at that point in time. It was the Heeeyyyyy squad. So Heeeyyyyy squad was then established on that day, and we just loved hanging out with each other. And I think even so, because now there was no studying, we're just working and we're just having money, and now we have cars, you know, so moving is very easy, you know. And yeah, we became Heeeyyyyy, and we went out very often, and which meant that I saw him very often. And then yeah, and then I saw him very often. Saw him very often, and I loved that. And we started talking here and there. And then there was Sneh, who was always exacerbating every moment, like, ah. And then and I think maybe we individually thought it's not such a bad idea, actually. So in all honesty, we're just two people who were having fun at that point in time, and little did we know that it will grow to this love that we have today. It will grow to us having a family today. It will grow into us combining or uniting or bringing together two families or two different cultures to be one, you know. I honestly and truly believe that it was just all the hand of work, the hand of the Lord, planning and moving things just so that it just works out for the bigger plan of things. So yeah. Why I love him? Oh my God. I could go on and on. I mean, how much time do you have? I love him. I love him. I love him so much. I love him. Oh, no. We are not gonna catch any feelings. We are not gonna catch any feelings. I love him, and I love him because he loves me so right. I don't know if you've ever met a person who loves you so right, like so right, so safely, and so right. So right. And I just love how he carries people, those around him, you know, be it his friends, be it his family. I believe you can see the true characteristics of a human being based on how they treat people who they're not going to gain anything from them. You know, it's in the little things. If you know him, it's in the little things. He will always address a person as, yes sir, yes mister, yes ma'am, you know, thank you, please. You know, those little things for me says a lot about a person, you know. And he's so present in his love. He's so present in his love. Jeez, I love him. Let's save this for the vows, guys. Save this for the vows. I just love him. I love him because he loves me and loves me so right, you know. He came at a point in my life where I didn't know he's what I wanted. But as soon as I gave him the platform, he showed me why he should be the one, you know. And it just made sense, you know. He heals me. He heals parts of me that I didn't know needs healing. He makes me confront part of myself that I never knew existed. He allows me to appreciate and celebrate parts of myself which I didn't think was so much of a big deal. And I love him because he loves God. I think if a man loves God, it becomes easier because they understand that not only do they report to you or your family, but they also report to God about you and for you, you know. And that accountability for me is big. If a man understands, I need to answer to the Most High about how I carry you. To me, that is everything. That is everything, you know. So yeah. Okay guys, okay. I don't want this to be long, but yeah. So 4 years later, we are having a traditional ceremony. 4 years later, we are formalizing things. 4 years later, our families are becoming one. 4 years later, I am Kensani Kolele. And my heart is just filled with joy that I want to share with you guys, joy that I hope that you guys would also celebrate and be happy about, because I'm happy about it, you know. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know what's going on, so that when we journey together, you know what's going on. Otherwise, this is what's happening. I'm happy. I am so grateful to the Most High God. This is not my doing. This is all God's work, and this is God's grace on top of my life, which I'm so grateful for, you know. And I want to share this with you guys, and not only because it's so glorious, it's so beautiful, it's so, not for the show off part of it, but I believe that this is going to send out a message to someone out there, you know, to say it's possible, you know, to say you can find a person who's willing to put it all out for you, you know. And I'm intentionally saying this because maybe let me sit down. I'm intentionally saying this because those of you who know my partner and those of you who went to college with him, you know him, like he said in the wedding, you know. And I want you guys to understand that he didn't do this or take me as Msadwa higher because of I was better than any of you. You understand? It was a decision that he took by himself, for himself, you know. So what am I going with this, or where am I going with this? No one can change a man. A man will only change when they want to change, you know. All we can do is celebrate it when they've decided to change for us, you know. So Never settle until you find that, you know. But otherwise, I'm not here to preach, guys. I'm not here to preach. Gilenyalo ntena, gilenyalo, gilenyalo. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that your notification bell is on. Make sure that you told your friends, and they've told their friends, and they've told their other friends, and their colleagues, and ex-colleagues, and ex-partners, and just everyone is subscribed. Make sure everyone is subscribed, and let's just grow at this thing. Otherwise, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. And until we meet again next week for more fun, just know that I love you guys so much, and I can't sustain for always sticking around. It is nothing but love from me. Mama lo kensani kolele.
I can't. Who's a K?